Hello, my name is Rosa, and this is Project 1.
Go!
Oh, thank you guys, thank you. Well, today I'm going to talk about learning management systems and why I use one.
Yes, I really want to know.
Me too! Thank you. I'm glad you guys are excited. After that, I will tell you which learning management system I use. And finally, I will tell you about some specific features in the learning management system and why it is appropriate to use in my classroom or maybe your classroom too. Finally, I will tell you about the standards that it follows and why this is important.
So why do you use an LMS?
Well, that's easy. It keeps me and my students more organized. Moreover, in my learning management system, I can post my agendas, my PowerPoints, my handouts, my assignments. My students can submit their assignments. Everything is happening there.
Wow, that really is a one-stop shop.
I know it.
So which system do you use?
I use Google Classroom.
Why?
Well, my school is a Google school, and many teachers use Google Classroom. For this reason, many of my students are very familiar with Google Classroom and how to use it. And Google Classroom has all the features that I need. And on top of that, it is synced with many of the apps that I already use.
Are there other systems?
Yes, another nice learning management system is Schoology. But with Schoology, it's very important that your school's grading system is integrated with it. That way, you're not doing like the same thing twice. In my opinion, one of the most important things a teacher can do is save time when doing something. Doesn't matter what it is. At the end of the day, you're going to need more time. So, for me, Schoology would be hard to use because it is not endorsed by my school. My students do not know how to use it, and it's just more difficult to have to use one more tool when it's not necessary to do so, if you can do it with something else that you already have integrated. So that is why I use Google Classroom and not a Schoology. Even though Schoology, it is very, very nice if your school uses it.
So, how do you start using Google Classroom?
Well, Google Classroom is very easy and intuitive to use. You would go to the tab of your drive, and once you are here on your drive, you go to this little box of squares and you click on it, and oopsie, only once, I was being impatient, and you will find Classroom. So you click to Classroom and you will see how I already have 4 different classes created. See, these are my classes. I have 4 different classes created. If you want to create another class, you just have to go to this plus sign that it says create or join a class. When you create a class, we're going to go to this one. You're going to need to have your students join a class. So you can go to students up here and you click on it and you're going to see the class code that you need to give your students. You click on the code itself and you click display. So it becomes bigger and all your students can see it better. Okay, once you have students in your class, these are the list of the students that I have. You could invite their guardians or not. And if you go to stream, you will be able to see the different assignments that I have for this class. Here on this plus sign, that is how you create an announcement, create an assignment, create a question as your bell ringer or your exit slip, And you may also reuse posts from other classes, so you don't have to create them all over again. Finally, you can see that here in Google Classroom, there are other apps that I usually use in my class that allow you to post things in Google Classroom because they're integrated. So here I have Text-Ovate, so I can just post something from Text-Ovate for my students to do. I can also post Quizlets, I can make announcements, and anything that I post goes to my students' email. Finally, the use of Google Classroom aligns very well with the KTS and ISTE standards. For example, it aligns very well with the KTS standard number 2 because it creates a very nice and organized learning climate. And it is also very differentiated because different students can go at their own time and take as long as they need. It helps me plan instruction, so that aligns with the standard number 3. It helps me give instruction to my students because I can use it and project it in my classroom. And it also helps me give my students feedback or give them results for their exams or have them collaborate together. And that would be following standard number 5. So it follows many of the standards and the use of technology in the classroom. So overall, for me, it's a time saver and it's a very nice organizational tool. Thank you very much for listening, and any questions you may have, I'm here to answer them. Thank you.